Florida had been 0-2 at home in clinching scenarios. Early in the first, Evan Bouchard really struggled, as did Ekholm, and it's Sam Reinhart. What a move.
Incredible move as he's falling to the ground. Has the presence of mind to really salsa both defensemen, and while falling, chips that top shelf. What a play.
And again, the first period has been the Oilers' problem all series. 7.5 minutes left in the first. Connor McDavid got inside. Bobrovsky, great poke check.
Bobrovsky looked like Artur Zerbe with that poke check. Effective, nonetheless.
Can the Oilers get out of the period down 1-0? No, they can't. Another turnover. Eetu Luostarinen finds Matthew Tkachuk and bang.
This is a great play. Now watch both McDavid and Hyman go and attack. They're almost going to draw double coverage, and that just sets it up for the St. Louis native, Matthew Tkachuk, who's on the board.
So Florida has outscored Edmonton 9-0 in the final 4 games in the first period alone. Here's McDavid, 2-on-1 Corey Perry. Don't even get a shot on goal.
Great pass by McDavid, but Perry just heals this one. Need a little bit of a stronger bottom hat, and the expletive from McDavid says everything there.
Middle of the second period, still a hockey game, still 2-0. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins to Jeff Skinner for the one-timer. Bobrovsky's there.
Good patience by Bobrovsky. He seals that short side post, does not bite for the fake, and makes a timely stop.
Under 3 minutes to play, still the second. Carter Verhaeghe. Skinner nonchalantly shrugs it away, and then Alexander Barkov finds Reinhart again.
Yeah, this is a tough one because technically as goalies, you want to play it towards the corner. Skinner thought he did that, but in came Reinhart, who got inside body position and makes him pay.
3-0 after 2, and at that point you really felt it was getting away. Stanley Cup all polished up and looking like the beauty that she is. Under 7 minutes left in the third. Oilers are going to pull their goalie, and why not? As the Panthers clear the puck out in the neutral zone, who else? It's Sam Reinhart. There's your hat trick.
There's your hat trick.
Or rat trick, if you will.
Exactly, as the hats rain down. But that was all made possible by good team defense, and Reinhart with a dagger there.
And that made it 4-0 in favor of. There's still 5 minutes left in the game. The net is still empty. It's Reinhart going to score again. How about 4 goals, tying the all-time record?
Hit him with a
Stanley
Kit
Cup
Kat.
Finals.
They hit him with the Kit Kat. And my dad used to work in the factory, by the way. Hit him with the Kit Kat. Reinhart with 4. Are you kidding me? That is one for the ages right there.
And you see the frustration. I can only imagine what's going on in that Oilers dressing room once again. The frustration level there. But this is about the party for the Florida Panthers, back-to-back Stanley Cup champions. And they will celebrate again well into the night. I don't think Gary Bettman was booed, by the way.
He was not. He was not. Well, he's part-time commish, so he's got some equity down here.
They figured it out. Florida did in a big way, totally shutting down the high-flying Edmonton Oilers. Emily Kaplan with Matthew Tkachuk.
Matthew, back-to-back Stanley Cup champs. What did it take?
It took a lot of heart. It took our fans. It took everybody. And my family's going to be out here any second. It took them. And this is so special.
What was the biggest challenge this year?
Well, for myself, it was just seeing if I could play. For our team, we're getting everybody's best. You know, as defending Cup champs, you're getting every team's best no matter what. The fact that we were able to do it, defend our title, with going so deep the last few years, it's unbelievable. I mean, our group's special. It really is.
So you went through a very serious injury at 4 Nations. Like you said, you didn't even know if you were going to be able to play for the playoffs. Describe physically what it took to perform in this series.
Oh, it was tough. It was tough, but it was worth every freaking second.
Describe tough. What did it look like behind the scenes? Describe what was tough about it. What it looked like.
So many hours. It sucked. Like so many hours of rehab and so many hours of pain, and sleeps are awful. Like just all the little that was tough. So I feel no pain right now.
And he's not going to feel any pain for a long time, I'm sure. And only now will we start to hear about all the surgeries and all the injuries, and players from both teams can't get away, though, from the first period. And the domination by the Florida Panthers. The Oilers gave up 2 or more goals in the first period in every single game of this series.
Let's look at this from track and field terms. You think you could spot a lead in the 100-meter to the great Usain Bolt? That's the same thing that happened here. For the Edmonton Oilers, they were chasing games. This is a defending Stanley Cup champ, a team that's been here 3 consecutive times. It's hard enough to rescue games, but it's even harder to rescue them against the defending Stanley Cup champs.
Yep.
So that really was a bit of an antidote. And for the Florida Panthers, they came out and established themselves. And on the bench, when you're chasing leads, you start having some questions. That's what happens. And on the ice, oh, boys, what are we doing? In the dressing room, and it kind of got away from the Oilers as a result of that great start.
My big takeaway is going to be, and this is tricky because as you criticize the Oilers, you want to make sure you give full credit to Florida and what the Panthers did. But to me, this will be remembered as a 6-game series, right? It felt like a sweep. That's how dominant Florida felt like to me in this series.
Leaves, we were in this building last year. We were in this very building last year. And in Game 7, that was a dominant performance by the Panthers, and the Oilers left you wanting more. As you just said, here in Game 6, what felt like a sweep, this also was a dominant performance by the Panthers, and the Oilers left you wanting more. If you're the Florida Panthers, this is a statement win. This is part of legacy right now. Going to 3, winning 2 straight back-to-back, that's thing of storybook stuff right there.
When does the next part start for Florida, right? Getting these guys, Brad Marchand, what do we do? Sam Bennett, the Conn Smythe Trophy, Aaron Ekblad. And maybe give him 24 hours, 48 hours to enjoy this?
But here's one thing, a little inside nugget. Last year, the celebration, there was about 1.5 feet of beverages in there.
Okay.
Beer, champagne, wine, you name it.
7-Up.
And there's 7-Up. And they were happy to pay for the repairs, the Viola family, the ownership group. We'll see if that happens here.
And I can only imagine what that long flight back to Edmonton will be like. Losing in the Stanley Cup Final consecutive years in the same building to the defending Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers. What a story here in South Florida where the Panthers reign supreme once again. That's the story from Sunrise, where the sun will be coming up and these people will still be celebrating in a few short hours from now.